Mr. Earnhardt gave us two different kind of topics, and whether we wanted to talk about maybe lessons we had learned through life, or maybe pay tribute to somebody that was in our life. I got thinking on the many lessons I've learned in the 25 years that I've been on this earth. I thought about the great people that I have in my life. I can truly say I've been surrounded by great people that have taught me many great things. As I sat and focused on the greatest lessons that I've learned, I realized that those lessons had been taught by a certain person, one certain person. That certain person, just as Emmy, is my father also. My father has kind of been also my rock throughout my life. My dad, though, has taught me a number of different lessons. A couple of those lessons that I wanted to talk about today, as my dad taught me a work ethic, a strong work ethic, and going out and working hard. He also taught me that along with working hard, you got to play hard. And last of all, he taught me how to love. So first of all, my dad taught me a good work ethic. My dad, instead of going off to, or I guess in his early years, grew a great love of working with wood, just as I do, and building things with his hands, going out there. He didn't like sitting at a desk, and he liked to get outside to build things. And so he went to a technical college, just got a little certificate, and then he joined the Carpenters Union and did an apprenticeship there, and eventually got a job as a foreman, and then pretty soon a superintendent. And while working that, he started saving up and working on a side to start his own company. My father has always worked really hard to support my family. I never once have gone without food or shelter. We might have gone out without a lot of playing things, but we always had food on our table. In a magazine article, this is an article that my dad was interviewed for, talking about different opportunities of education. And they talked about him as a journeyman carpenter. And one quote that my dad says, it says, "Another example of Doug during his growing up years was his scoutmaster. It sounds funny," says Doug, "but when I was a kid, I would look at his hands. They were weathered from working hard. I wanted my hands to look like this. He was such a good man. I wanted to be just like him." And I can truly say, I look at my father's hands, and they are weathered, and he has worked hard. Growing up, I have always had a love of working, construction, and ever since I could walk, I've been on the job working with my father. And not only has he taught me how to work and taught me about construction, but he's taught me many other great lessons just being on the job site and watching his example each and every day. Like I said, my father taught me how to work hard, but there's always comes a time after the work is done that we need to play. And so my father taught me and my family that there's also a time that we need to play hard. Oh, I forgot about these pictures. My dad and I have been, like I said, glued at each other's side, whether it was work or playing. We've always had a lot of common interests with golfing. We went golfing last Friday, actually, split class and went golfing. Boats. We love boats. We love to be on the water. It's fun to look back on pictures back when my dad was my age, of him on boats, because our family loves boats. They love the water. My dad has always said that a family that plays together stays together. I'm a firm believer in that it's those times that we've played together that has brought our family closer. And it's even neat to see the times that my family has worked together. I wasn't able to put pictures, but we were able to our family build our house just about 9 years ago before we moved here. And we did most of the stuff ourselves, and it was a great experience to go at the end of the day after work and after school and to work on the house and build it ourselves and not just hire it out to somebody else. But I'm grateful for the times that my family has been able to spend together, and the times that I've been able to spend with my father. Again, I've learned a lot just being out there and playing with my father. Like I said, the last thing, though, is my father has taught me how to love. My parents have been married for 25 happy years. No, 26. I'm 25. 26 happy years. And each and every day of watching my father's example, he's taught me how to love. And he kind of laid the foundation for me and my marriage. And I couldn't help but think of the words of Lee Brice in one of his songs. This perfectly describes my dad and what he's taught me to do and how to love is be a best friend, tell the truth, and overuse I love you. Go to work, do your best, and don't outsmart your common sense. Never let your praying knees get lazy, and love like crazy. That certainly describes my father and the way that he's taught me to love. and taught me how to love my now wife, now that I'm married. But in closing, just as my father said, when I was a kid, I would look at his hands, and nowadays, I look at his hands and how weathered they are from working hard. I want my hands to be just like this. He is a good man, and I want to be just like him.